In this video, we're going to refactor the chunk of code that we have when we created these functions here. Because we had, when we created all these buttons, we created multiple functions, and that created a huge amount of code, which is probably not the right way to do, because it is not dry or DRY, meaning do not repeat yourself, as we are repeating ourselves multiple times, and we can cut away a lot of these codes, or almost everything, to simplify it. So let's start and explore how we're going to do this. So to do this, we will be using intrusive or obtrusive type of JavaScript, meaning in here we're going to use it very aggressively within the HTML. It's not the perfect way, but definitely far more efficient than what we have right now, because right now we're having far too many pieces of chunk of code, so lines, over 30 lines of code, 40 lines of code. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it away. Alright, to do this, we need to create an on-click function, so we don't have to create this option here where we don't have to create this options here, or this piece of code where we indicate the at event listener click, then which function to trigger. We will trigger it immediately in here. Alright, so I'm going to remove this here, and then I will say here on click, and then here in the on click we're going to make sure what is the function we're going to trigger. I'm going to rename the function, because right now we had the position, but the function was matched with the position, legend top, bottom, left and right, which is not necessary anymore. We can better call it, instead of position bottom or legend bottom, we will just rename it to legend position, which is the most logical term, because it's legend and the position of the legend that's what we're targeting. Alright, so we put it in here, and then what we want to do is we want to pinpoint the exact item here. And in our case, what is the value we want? Well, we want the value top, but we need to make sure it's written in a way that is exactly read by JavaScript. So we say here top. That's it. So we copy this, and we just semicolon here, alright? And do exactly the same here. And of course here, and here, and here. So we're going to remove all of these, and this will be chart area with capital A. This will be, this was right, left, and bottom. Alright, so we've got all of these now. Let's save this and let's go back in here. So we're not done yet here. What we can do is here we're going to create a new function which is called legend position, and in this function we can test now our value. So we say your console.log, and here we can say the location, for example, or value. Probably is fine. Alright. But to do this, we need to make sure that here in the legend, the function needs to understand the parameter. Because we created here this parameter, or this argument. Now it needs to be inserted here. So we will say that this is a parameter with the name value. So whatever the value is, it knows that this is here the value. We'll extract this value depending on which button we click. So that works already, meaning that this here above is now obsolete. Let's remove this, or this comment is out. And let's put in here, save this, and let's see if this works. So once we refresh this, open up the developer tab and click any of the buttons. You can see top, bottom, left, right, alright, and then here further downward, you can see chart area. Meaning, this works all exactly as we're expecting. And you can see as well in the app.js row number 75, and that's here. So this works. It's confirmed, meaning that this is now obsolete. Alright, so now we have our function, and basically here you can just copy this part here. So we copied this, but the only thing what will be different is now instead of top here, hard-coded, you just say here now value. You just soft-code it, and will automatically pinpoint it. So let's double check now if everything works. So if I refresh again, and I press here, top, and you can see now it starts to work immediately. There's a bottom, top, there we are. Alright, so now we have cut away a lot of pieces of code. Let's remove everything else that's redundant. You can see now we went from 40 lines up to 5 lines only here. Beautiful. And there you are. And this is how you do it. This is how you can play around with it, and this is how to refactor it a bit more. Is there a better way? I'm sure that there's a better way, but this is one of the shortest way so far I have found. If I found another one, I will probably get back to you with a new one. So I hope you like these kind of videos, helping you to improve your JavaScript and of course your ChartJS skills. What is so important? This is really important. This is what I'm trying to point out consistently. When you learn ChartJS, you're not only learning ChartJS. ChartJS is consistent with a solid foundation of JavaScript. If you understand JavaScript, you'll be able to understand ChartJS very, very quick. However, I do know that if you want to quickly make a chart, you can use most of the basics, but usually you have a hard-coded one. And what you need to do is you need to move from hard-coded JavaScript, like here what we have here. You can see all of these codes here. These are all hard-coded. They should be eventually updated in such a way that it will start to become soft-coded, meaning that it will change itself based on clicks, based on your database. For example, if you need to extract the values from your database, put it in here, and it starts to work. And that's basically what I'm trying to point out consistently. So if you enjoy these kind of videos and truly enjoy how to become more better in ChartJS, check out my course. I have a link in the description. You can click on it, you go to my course, and you find everything about ChartJS. You become a complete expert on it. And if you have any questions going to this video, put them in the comment section below. And of course, subscribe to my channel.